Hey guys, today I'm going to help you learn how to solve a diamond problem. So your first question is probably, what is a diamond problem? Well, diamond problems are used to find two factors that have a product that is a certain number and a sum that is a certain number. And this will eventually help you to factor quadratics much more easily. So here you have three different problems, and if you notice that each one of them is organized the same way, except the numbers are in different spots. And because those numbers are in different spots, we solve each of these slightly differently. So we're going to start with the easiest first and move on to the most complicated by the end. So let's start with problem one. So our first one is 10 and 12. And how a diamond problem is organized is that the two factors are on the left and the right. On the top, we have the product of these two numbers, and on the bottom, we have the sum of these two numbers, or what they add to. So this first one, all we really need to do is to figure out what is 10 times 12. That's going to go in the top box, or the triangle, if you will. And what is, well, first of all, that is 120, or 120. I'm going to write that in the top of my box later on. My next step is going to be to figure out what is 10 plus 12. That is 22. Now, the final thing we need to do is plug in these numbers. Our product of 10 times 12 is 120, so that goes on the top. And our sum of 10 and 12 goes on the bottom. That is 22. And we put those pluses there just so we don't get confused and think that it is a negative. When you're dealing with negatives, you'll see that sometimes that can be rather confusing. You don't need to put them if you don't want to. It's okay. So that is our first problem, and that one's done. So as soon as you have all four of these areas filled in, you are done. Let's move on to the next one, and I'll show you how to do that one. So our next one, if you look at it, has different numbers in here in different places. So we are missing our sum, and we are missing one of our factors. But what we are given is that there is a product that is 36, and one of the factors is 4. So we need to figure out what is that other factor. So we can think about this way. 4 times what is 36? And you can either think about your factors of 4, or you can divide 36 by 4. It's the same thing, right? If we could just theoretically put an x in here and solve it as an algebraic equation. Might be easier just to figure out 4 times what is 36. Well, it is 9. 4 times 9 is 36. And that will make sure, sorry, that will make my other factor 9. So we know that 4 and 9 multiplied equal 36. So our second question is now, what is 4 plus 9? That will give us our missing sum. That answer is 13. So this diamond problem has two factors that are 4 and 9, which multiply to 36 and which add to 13. Perfect. Now our final example, I don't believe you're seeing till next week, but this one is a little bit more challenging. So let's go through this one together. So this one, we're given only the product, which is 18, and the sum, which is 9. So what that means is that we need to figure out what factors could possibly make this work. We need to find two numbers that are going to multiply to 18 and add to 9. Now we're going to do this, and you will be able to do this in your head, and you might be able to now, but a way to write this down is to list all the factors of both. So I'm going to list the factors of 18 and the factors of 9. So my factors for 18 are 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. And if you forgot how to do that, factor has to be smaller than the number, right? Otherwise, it's a multiple. So I'm going to say, well, 1 times 18 is 18. 2 times 9 is 18. 3 times 6 is 18. It kind of makes a little rainbow there. 9 is much more simple. It's got 3 factors, 1, 3, and 9, because 1 times 9 is 9, and 3 times 3 is 9. So the question we still need to answer is, what combination of these adds to 9 and multiplies to 18? So ideally, we are going to pick one factor from each number, and together they will multiply to 18 and add to 9. So let's walk through this. What numbers add to 9? we are going to look through and see if both of these numbers are in our factor list down here. So what could possibly add to 9? Well, 8 and 1 adds to 9, right? Um, but we have no 8s. So that can't be our factor. That can't be our factor combination. We also can't have 7 plus 2, which would also add to 9, because we don't have any 7s. So let's keep going. What else adds to 9? 6 and 3. That one we have. We have a 6 in our 18. We have our 6 in our 18 list of factors, and we have a 3 in the list of factors for 9. So the two factors we are looking for potentially are 6 and 3. We know that they add to 9, and we have them both. So now we just need to know if they also multiply to 18. So I like to kind of lay this all out by putting my work down here. I know it's pretty basic work, but it still helps. So do 6 and 3 equal 18? 6, 12, 18? Yes, they do. And then does 6 plus 3 equal 9? 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, it does. So that means our two factors that we have been missing are 6 and 3. 6 and 3 multiply to 18, which is our product on top, and add to 9 at the bottom, which is our sum. So hopefully this will be helpful for you. Once again, it depends, how you solve this depends on what numbers they give you where. But the middle one is a little bit, is the only one that can vary. So you could have been missing the 4, for example, instead of the 9, and you still would have solved it the same way. So hopefully this can be a tool you guys can look back at if you ever get confused about how to solve a diamond problem, or how to find two factors that multiply to something and add to something else. You'll need to know that in quadratics. So take care, guys, and thank you for watching.